crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. Today's Saturday, June 3rd, 2017. Today we're going to be talking about the miseducated black youth who become blind adults. What that means is we're going to speak on the next generation that's being miseducated, being directed into the wrong direction, being misled, in a lot of cases misfed, and they don't just disappear in all cases. Some do grow up, and then they end up passing that on to the next generation, and that's where you hear things like, I got whipped as a kid, and I came out okay, so I'm going to whip my child too, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's no reflecting. It's just passing on something but not knowing what it is. So we're going to speak on that because I know within the black community we always look around and we say two things. One, we want to better ourselves, or we want to unite to better ourselves. And two, we always question what's going on with the youth. Why do youth act the way they act? So, we're going to answer those two questions. We're going to answer them tonight. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. So, Smoke will be in, but he's running a little late. So, we're going to just go ahead and start. So, the reason I wanted to really touch back on this because I ran past it really quick in yesterday's show towards the end. Before I continue, I want to read this story. Because I speak on this topic a lot. You go to the Gangsters with a Y episodes, preying on young boys. I speak on this a lot. So I'm going to speak on this story here. It goes, 25 prisoners told a lawyer the same disturbing story. 2 armed correctional officers poured hot sauce into a sandwich bag and forced inmates to stick their hands inside and lick the sauce from their fingers. Taking the sauce, the officers allegedly called it. It was not a mild Texas Pete type sauce, but a exotic hot variety sold over the internet and stronger than police pepper spray. Inmates claim it was so toxic that it blistered their skin and mouths. They said the officers wore surgical gloves. What began as a perverse initiation rite a few years ago for prisoners on a road crew in rural Sampson County grew into systematic and sadistic torture and humiliation over 2 years, according to a lawsuit filed on behalf of the inmates. We have good information that the supervisors knew full well what was going on, witnessed it with their own eyes, and more egregiously ignored complaints that came from members of the road crew. Attorney Christian Dysart said. The lawsuit also claims the 2 officers forced inmates to smuggle contraband into the prison. The inmates alleged correctional officers made thousands of dollars a week off the sale of cell phones, cigarettes, and marijuana. The lawsuit details numerous sordid allegations. Inmates told to line up according to skin color from lightest to darkest. Inmates forced to kiss snakes and throw rabbits in front of oncoming traffic. Because you got to remember, they're on road duty. Inmates forced to hide cell phones, cigarettes, and illegal drugs inside their anal cavities, known as suitcases. The officers supplied surgical gloves and Vaseline, the lawsuit says, to make it easy to insert the contraband and smuggle it into the prison. Working on the road crew was considered a plum assignment, a Sampson Working on the road crew was considered a plum assignment at Sampson Correctional, which housed 450 medium and minimum custody inmates in Clinton in eastern North Carolina. Prisoners were deployed in groups of 8 to pick up litter off the side of roads. It allowed them to get the prisoners, to get outside prison grounds and earn time towards the early release. But inmates say their days on the road crew turned hellish in 2011 and 2012. Cedric Williams said officers forced him to rub hot sauce on his testicles and made him lick sauce off the white line of the road. And remember, this hot sauce is supposed to be so hot that it put blisters on their skin and burnt their mouths. So made them put it on their balls. Jeremy Klein said they made him pull his pants down and dance naked on the prison bus while the officers filmed him. Thomas Patton, who can't swim, said he was ordered into the swamp to retrieve a beer can and survived near drowning only when other inmates helped him. I did some bad things in my past. I paid for that, Patton said, but that didn't give them the rights to do this to me. Attorneys believe authorities at the prison knew what was going on. The lawsuit contends that Sampson's assistant superintendent once came on the bus, saw the hot sauce, and asked officers if this is what they use. We complained to the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, a couple of lieutenants and sergeants, and a couple of captains, and they would tell us they know the officers are not doing this. Patton said in an interview at his home outside Fayetteville, he was released from prison in 2015 after serving 7 years for discharging a weapon into occupied property and conspiracy to commit an armed robbery. The lawsuit said one inmate's girlfriend and another's wife complained to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety in Raleigh about the abuse, but nothing happened. According to the lawsuit, one of the officers frequently told inmates that they were powerless to report the abuse, allegedly taunting who would they believe. They said that on April 2012 on the road crew, Patterson said he was told to take this source. You either do it or you go through hell. Patton, who is 30, he said if inmates refuse to do what the officers ordered, they said the officers sometimes withheld water, gloves, and vests while the inmates worked in the sun. But what the inmates feared most was that the officers would kick them off the road crew, jeopardizing their early release from prison. If they complied with the demand, they said they was rewarded with cigarettes, alcohol, and access to cell phones. The lawsuit claimed that the officers, Anthony Jackson and David Jones, pitted inmates against each other, forcing them to exact abuse and vulgar punishment. Philip Jarman said that when he refused to stick his finger in another inmate's rectum, Jackson ordered another inmate to attack him. In another sadistic encounter, 3 inmates said Officer Jackson forced them to hold down Patton and grab his testicles until he yelled, "Jones is my master." One inmate was ordered to do it a second time, and he refused, the lawsuit said. In retaliation, Patton said he was forced to jump on the inmate and bite him like a dog. The bite, Patton said, left a permanent scar on the man's back. Patton said that the officers seemed to take a perverse pleasure in such abuse. So, and then it goes, okay, here's another crazy part. It goes, wait, hold on. There's another crazy part. But they're going to get into, because the whole part of reading this, because this is going on in North Carolina with, these are 30-year-old men. But at the same time, before they turn 30, they turn 1, they're born. So when we, bringing our youth into these conditions and making them think, like the TV and the media, sometimes our adult males might encourage criminal behavior that's going to lead you to go to jail. And it's like you got to keep in mind, this is the type of environment that you're going to be in for whatever the time it is that you got to serve. Gary Parker, an habitual felon who worked on the road crew with Patton, said he passed blood after being forced to ingest the sauce. But Parker, who is now out of prison and lives in Asheville, said the incident that drove him to seek outside help occurred during lunch break one day in 2012 when he fell asleep on the bus. He said he woke up with another inmate grabbing him and held him down. And then I felt somebody else squeeze me. They rubbed hot sauce on my private parts. I was burnt. Fed up and angry, Parker and 5 other inmates sent handwritten complaints to the NAACP, the ACLU, prison advocacy groups, and the U.S. District Court in Greensboro. To whom it may concern, one letter began, I am writing you in regards to concerns myself and other inmates have about racial, sexual, and demoralizing acts that are being forced upon us by the correctional staff. So these are the activities and these are the things, because, that's going on as they're breaking, these guys in prison. So when they're breaking these grown-ass men now, what you think happening to the teens? What's happening to the girls that's in prison who have to be on these same road crews? You see what I'm saying? But before we continue with this, let me bring in my co-host Smoke. He just came on the line. Smoke, is that you? Is he there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's me. I'm here. Running late, a little tardy, but I'm here.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was just reading a story about some North Carolina officers, and the racial, sexual, and demoralizing treatment that they was doing to inmates in their prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was tying that in to how we're being sent from the womb to the prison, from the school to the prison. Our babies are being set up and groomed into the lifestyle of criminality to go to these prisons, and this is the type of sick, sadistic thing that's being done and happening. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to read that story just to let it be known, like, this is what's going on with to grown men. You know what I'm saying? We done seen the videos, you know what I'm saying, where they got grown men in the privatized jail, asshole naked and shit, and they got to crawl on the fucking ground like monkeys, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you know what I'm saying, you got a bunch of crackers and shit standing over them and shit. Like, that's their playground. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then what happens is you end up having people influence the youth, and the youth start to believe that that's what makes them men, and that's what makes them strong. You see what I'm saying? So then they'd be like,
Yeah,
you don't got no problem going through the right, and not knowing that, you're going through a sick, sadistic torture system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even understand. Like your little mind not even going to contemplate what you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bring that little story up.
Yeah, I was just watching, well, not just watching, but a little bit earlier today. It was Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie was, well, the title of it was like, Lil Boosie describes his first gay encounter or some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? So I click on the shit or whatever. Yeah, so Lil Boosie just talking about shit going on in jail. I mean, you know, he was extra graphic with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
but,
a good example.
You know, he's real graphic. And, you know, just to inform the listeners, you know what I'm saying, it's like, he basically was just talking about, like, some gay activity in jail. Like, shit be real, pretty much, you know what I mean? It just all ties into, you know, being in a place you damn sure don't need to be, you know what I'm saying? And the effects of the shit that go on, the effects of the things that go on in jail, from the COs you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, to everything else, gang activity, gay activity. Those things don't wash off when you come out of jail. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, this is shit that, you know, they carry back into the community pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because everybody doesn't win. And then earlier we were had the videos, the T. Roger videos. You know what I'm saying? But he talking about some of the gay gang members who's harder, tougher, and more ruthless than the regular gang members, and they be sexing guys in. You know what I'm saying? And then I did the story about I think I don't want to say the wrong nigga hood. You know what I'm saying? But I can't remember what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But whatever he was, you know what I'm saying, he was a gang member, and they about to sex a kid in. You know what I'm saying? He a gangster disciple. Yeah, he a gangster disciple.
You talking about out there in Georgia?
Yeah, he's a gangster disciple in Georgia, and in the Georgia suburbs, and he wanted to sex a 16-year-old in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is how the whole game goes, Smoke. This is how the whole game goes. The boys, like I said, the only man in the United States is the white man, and the only woman in the United States is the white woman. So a lot of young black boys grow up and they're watching black men trying to be men within this society. So what happened with us as we get older, when we end up bumping our head on this ceiling of how far we go, it gets frustrating. So then you start to attack your family and your children, and then that pushes that, well, it causes chaos within your home. And your home is supposed to be like your little nation. So once you cause the chaos within your home, that end up pushing, that pressure end up pushing people out. So let's say it pushes that boy out, or that girl, don't matter. The child leaves the home and now runs the street. So now when the child's running the street now, your whole energy in your life is built and centered around the street, which is built and centered around surviving. When your situation is built around surviving, it's not built, survival isn't a long-term strategy. Survival is a short-term strategy. So you're not setting up long-term goals for something in the future. You're only worrying about how to make it to the next stage. Now, once you get caught up into that type of lifestyle, you're going to be trying to elevate within that type of energy of survival, which only going to lead you into death or incarceration, or you can make it out, but you won't reach the pinnacle of where you're supposed to have been. You see, you understand what I'm saying? You won't.
Like
you would have made it out
against
all that wild stuff. No, I'm saying like you would have made it out all of that hood stuff you done did, but now you might be in your 40s and 50s, and you don't got no 401k. You know what I'm saying? you don't got, your health is bad. You have no insurance. You know what I'm saying? But you got all this hood love and respect. But and you survived all the shootings and all that crazy shit. You done did your time in jail and shit. You came home, but you don't have nothing. It's like you're too old to work and go out and get a job. So it's like, but you don't got none of the backup shit though, because you never invested in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that's the blind adult. And I just feel like with the misguidance of the youth, we're going to have more grown fools that's going to always, oh, I finally got it. You see what I'm saying? While the youth runs wild, and then the youth get older, and then they, oh, I finally got it. And we keep on getting stuck at the same repeating stage instead of the elevation stage, you know what I'm saying? Because the youth is miseducated, and then that becomes our OGs.
Yeah, I mean, we basically
so here's the question.
We got to break.
No, here's the question for you, bro. Here's the question for you. Okay, that's the question then. How do you think? Well, no. Here's the question. What do you think causes, or what do you think are some things that causes the miseducation of the black youth?
I mean, we don't have a sense of community, so it's like pretty much it's a every man for himself type of shit. So, you know, especially like, you know, I think back from when growing up in New York and shit like that, you always mind your business. So you could see someone getting their ass kicked, or you could see whatever, you know what I'm saying, a child doing the wrong thing. It's like, yo, that ain't your kid. Mind your damn business. So I think it's just the fact that we don't have a sense of community anymore. You know what I mean? So somebody else doing something, that's their problem. As long as that kid ain't breaking into my house or, you know, trying to mess with my kid or, you know, whatever the case is, they don't relate. And that's like the mentality a lot of us carry, where it's like, if it don't deal with us, we don't give a fuck. But that's more like us just not having a sense of community, So I think that's one of them.
So what do you think? All right, so that's one of them. So the one you're saying is just the no sense of community.
Right.
So not having a community because it takes a village. Okay, because it takes a village. All right. Me, I blame mine solely on television because I feel like that telling lies through vision does a lot of damage because to a people, empty people, a people who is taught to believe that they don't have a history, they don't have a culture, you can feed them anything. And when we plop ourselves as adults in front of the TV and get indoctrinated with that false reality,
right,
and then we place our children in front of that, they develop a false reality. And then what happens is they're so young that they don't know that they're developing a false reality. They believe it's a reality. So when their hatred of their skin and their hatred of their hair and their hatred of their race, when they start rebelling against their parents and wanting to join gangs or wanting to be promiscuous or wanting to dress like a thotty and all kind of shit like that because that's what's popping. They want to be like, these different girls that's on TV that's popping. It's like, then the parents sit there and they scratch their head and they be like, I just don't understand why she's acting like that. I don't understand how she's being like that. I just don't understand. And it's like, you're putting them in front of the screen that's marketing this to them. So now we already played the video yesterday's show of black youngster talking about he don't really stutter. You seen that video, Smoke? Did you see it?
Yeah, I peeped that shit earlier today.
Like even
it ain't surprising.
It ain't surprising, but it's like, well, here's the dangerous part, though. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. It's the dangerous part. Plies the same way. You know what I'm saying? This is acting. This ain't real. But you got kids out there following that while you dancing on AK. So now let me play it. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think when I do my when you start moving, you do different you can access videos. So like I got a chapter, I got my own side, I think when I do my when I put the Jerome, so about the wrong, I put the wrong on the beach, I'm stuttering and shit, like, I almost stutter for real. Like, it's part of my entertainment. Like, I want to be one of the greatest entertainers in the world, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to get any kind of vibe to entertain you. Because like, a lot of people don't know what I really want to do, like, move. I do music, I love it, I always want to do it. But I always tell myself I want to take my music money and get shoot my own movie. So I want to get rich on music, because I know I can get it quicker. And they help me put the money up for my movie. But I might ain't gonna make $1 million put it up for the movie. And if I'm just extra act. But I do music and I love it, so I'm like, damn, use my music to help me become successful in my movie. You know?
So all of that is Conan. So when you see niggas out here listening to these guys and following up behind them, you see what I'm saying? It's not real to them. It's a game. They out here cooning. They out here pretending to be some shit. Then you got the babies out here singing their music, repeating their songs, while they on TV with a whole bunch of guns, and then you know what happened next? Then you have other young little dudes that's listening to this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up thinking like, oh, I'm gangster too. I want to play this little gangster shit. And then you start to hear stories and shit like this now. Hold on. You start to hear stories and shit like this.
Here's a good summary of answering questions about the events of prison. This event began 10:45 last night, Sunday, May 28th, along the 200 block of Ocean Drive. We now know that it started with a dispute over a parking space. There was a report of 2 or 3 shots fired, called into 911. The police response was within 1 minute, very prompt. And police officers quickly gathered witness information about a fleeing white BMW with New York plate. 2 males who reside in Miami-Dade County were struck by gunfire at that scene. With the information relayed to our officers, Miami Beach police officers spotted the vehicle near Halton Road, approximately on 2nd Street, headed north on Halton Road. Officers began to follow the vehicle. The vehicle made a turn eastbound on 5th Street into the westbound lane. At that point, there was some sort of crash that occurred involving 2 police department vehicles. The suspect vehicle then continued northbound on Halton Road, 1 more block, 6th Street, where it stopped. There was a confrontation with Miami Beach police officers at that corner. Shots were fired. 1 suspect sustained a gunshot wound. The suspect was quickly transported to Ryder Trauma by the Miami Beach Fire Department. One of the persons shot at 200 block of Ocean Drive expired at Ryder Trauma this morning. The suspect who was shot by Miami Beach police officers also expired at Ryder Trauma this morning. I went from being out again yesterday to police.
Yeah, so this is right here is from a dude. This dude name is 22G, Brooklyn rapper, right? Young boy, right? I was trying to find the damn the one with the news article about it, because the news article says it's even crazier. This dude, he in the car with his homie. He a rapper, right? But they want to be this thug shit. They want to be this killer shit, savage, drinking syrup, and they thinking that's what it is to be cool. That's what it is to be a man. That's what it is to be black. That's what it is to be a boy. That's what it is to be from Brooklyn. That's what it is to be from the East, from the West. That's what it is to be hood. You know what I'm saying? So then they go and they backing out in the car, ramming, like they trying to parallel park, ramming the back of the car, the car behind them. So the dude gets out and he like, yo, how many times you gonna hit my car? So the driver, this is how the story go, the driver pull out a gun, pass it to the 22G's dude. This nigga like he about 16 or some shit like that. He shoots the guy who car they hit him, kills him. Police come. They running from police. wreck the car. The dude jump out, the driver. He gets shot down by police. And then what you heard in the beginning part of this, before the police was talking, that was the whole the driving scene. They grabbed the 22 G's out, got him on the floor and shit like that. And I'm listening to this shit, and I'm like, yo, like what the fuck is wrong in your head that will make you think that ramming somebody's car is cool, and then for you to have a gun and shoot? Like, what was the whole? There was no purpose for none of that. You see what I'm saying? Now listen to this right here, Smoke. This the real telling part.
Right here, talk this shit. No. Talk this shit.
I know what's up. They come in this bum ass drill shit, and I ain't doing shit. Shout out to all the fans and shit, though. TrapThe, Becky Boy ENT. Shout out to all my niggas. Free me, I'm free. I'm coming to y'all.
Yeah, the niggas watching AP game, we coming through. Niggas already moving through, nigga. Fuck out of here. Clicky gang, nigga. Yeah, that shit got $2 bills. That's $2 bills. That's $2 bills. Talking shit.
I'm talking shit right now with a laugh.
Nobody's talking, but niggas taking their hand and shit like that. This shit flicking, though.
What did y'all think y'all have for? I'm good, bro. Second one is touch pay. This shit is called your bro. This is for y'all. This not for me. That shit is for the call of y'all. Whoever wanna get in touch with me or whatever. You feel me? Because I'm gonna be calling my family and shit. Download some shit called touch pay or whatever.
Yo,
y'all niggas gotta tell me facts, bro. But long as you touch pay is what you want.
You hear this, Smoke?
Yeah, I heard a little bit.
Oh, damn. All right. Yeah, so the whole point is these niggas sound like they happy, like they just signed a record deal. You see what I'm saying? This is a murder. Yeah, this is a murder. These dudes talking about how many people is on the Instagram live watching and, yo, let people know, yo, it's all good, don't worry. Yo, I'm good out here. And I'm like,
fucking idiot.
nigga, it was a fucking murder. Yeah, it's a murder. Somebody lost their life over some stupid shit over y'all being disrespectful.
Parking space.
You see what I'm saying? So what it is, it's the media, and then you got the drugs. Because you got these niggas on this lean, now it's cool to be a junkie. You know what I'm saying? So now you got these niggas openly talking about this. The head's fucked up, y'all. The head's fucked up. And then what happened is if we don't correct that's a reflection on our future. Because that means that's who's going to be carrying on the next. A bunch of lean head niggas? Come on.
Yeah, that's
a bunch of, you know, Molly popping. Come on, man. We got to take it serious. We can't look at this and say to ourselves, oh, well, they just kids and they just enjoying life, and who am I to say nothing because I did it before, and fuck out of here, man. Time to put foot down and say, yo, enough is enough. We got to do some correcting because the bullshit got to stop. Go ahead, man.
Well, I mean, we gotta look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We gotta understand where the issue lies at. You know, it's like we blame it on everything. You know, Facebook, Instagram, and they doing all this crazy stuff. They drinking and getting it, but we gotta understand that it's the older generation that always neglects the youth, and then they grow up however society decides it. So we got to keep it real with ourselves as black people and understand that we letting them fall into that abyss, and you know we letting them go out and gambling on, you know, whether they're gonna turn out to be good kids or not. So that's the first step, is just keeping it real with ourselves and understanding that. Once we could do that, then we can move the way we need to. Because to sit and you play the clip of a black youngster, anybody who's familiar with him, I mean, you could just type in black youngster on YouTube and just watch a bunch of videos of him, and it's just him flashing a bunch of money, talking about his cars, guns, but it's all some ignorant shit. He's stuttering. He playing like some character. What's up, bitch? Little hoe, blah, blah, blah. He's just like some extra ghetto ratchet motherfucker. But, I mean, when you look at it, it's like he got shit that these little niggas is looking for. Money, some sort of stability. So now you look at the interview with him, he's talking about, he does that pretty much to get the money. It's like, hey, I want to do this. So, I'll create these characters. And that's really what's selling and driving his popularity. I said it yesterday. I don't know Black Youngster's music like that. I mean, he's got a few songs that, people pointed out to me. But I knew him for his antics, his videos, that they post up talking about the crazy shit he did with the Wells Fargo incident when they jammed him up with all that money. So it's like, turn around and then have the kids look at that shit, they're going to think that it's all right to go do that, to get the money. And he's saying blatantly out of his mouth that he cooning. He's saying everything but cooning. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So, but at the end of the day, we got to...
But Pete, this is what I just talked about when you were talking. That's why when you see these niggas in jail, look, it only made me scratch my head. You see these dudes get handcuffed and they be laughing. Yo, I ain't worrying about this. Check my album. And they right there going to the motherfucking car. About to get booked. And these niggas like, yo, that nigga snitching. Yo, this nigga, they can't find the gun. They can't find the gun. That's going to be my new song. They can't find the gun. Go to my Twitter and be like, yo, why? That shit? It's a murder, my nigga. Why you not taking that shit serious? And that's because they watch the fake shit that's on TV of these guys cooning, stepping and fetching. You see what I'm saying? So then what happened is the youth looking at it and they watching that shit. So then when police come and they want to handcuff them, then they not taking it serious. Like, yo, you about to go to this the real deal Holyfield. This reality you going to. Now you about to see what Boosie saw. It was brave enough to honestly talk about. A lot of niggas, remember, Lil Wayne officiated a gay wedding when he went in. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got to understand. These niggas want to glorify the jail and the prison, but then these boys start thinking that's part of my life, not knowing that. Nah, we gotta try to avoid that situation. And that's steering. A lot of times we pushing a lot of these kids out too. A lot of kids get pushed out the house. And that's what causes that underclass of children.
That's a common thing with black people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we know, like, drugs and bad parenting, all that shit breaks up families, you know what I'm saying, where, the kids might be out earlier than normal. But even, like, in just a normal family, 2 parents, kids, dog, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Parents is trying to put their kids out at like 18. Yo, you graduate, it's time to go, my G. Like, get your joint, it's no good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so, of course, it's not the rule, so it don't happen all the time. But you hear that all the time almost. It's like, hey, once he graduate, gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's
They said inside the Urban League, that's the Urban League thing. What sister? She said it without saying it, but she said, "Yeah, we have to change our mind frames and the way we look at stuff. Like we can't kick out. We have to keep our family members or not kick our family members out or whatever. Keep them around, have them stay in the basement rent free." So they can stack their money up so they can get their own house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, we so used to, you got to get out. I got out this age. You got to get out, too. You got to get it on your own. Figure it out. Right. I figured it out. That's, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that there's anything wrong with that. We're strong enough to fight to do that because we've been doing it for hundreds of years. It's that you're always going to start from the same level when you do that. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to start from the same level. If you feel like in your head you can't be a true black man, a true black person, if you ain't from the hood, then you're always going to start from the hood. While everybody started from the hood, and now they're going to thousands, still start from the hood. And then the people that started from thousands is now going to tens of thousands. You still start from the hood. You see what I'm saying? And you're wondering why you can't progress. And that's because you don't understand what it is to be you. You think your conditioning made you you. And because we believe that, that's how we do when it comes to our youth. So we'll have these little things that we want, like rituals we want our child to go through. You see what I'm saying? When it's like what we need to be trying to do is always mold our child into better versions of you. So if you want better versions of you, certain things that happen to you that is positive, you can pass on to enhance that child person. But the things that was negative, even if it made you strong, you still have to put that back on the table and look at that and say to yourself, but did it build you or did it destroy you? You know what I'm saying? Did it build you or did it destroy you? If you got shot 5 times and then getting shot, you know what I'm saying, you worked out to rebuild your body up, and now you damn diesel and shit, you know what I'm saying? Would you still want to get shot to get your body, or would you want to just say to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to teach my children, I'm going to have them from young, as they grow older, we're going to be doing push-ups and jogging to get their body in shape. But they don't need to get shot. That's how we need to start doing, when it comes to the youth. Even when it comes to discipline. And I said it on Twitter. There's nothing wrong with disciplining your children. It's a problem if you're trying to break your child. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think that's what black people don't understand. We're not, especially black mothers. You're not supposed to break your child. You're just supposed to discipline your child. When we sit here and we listen to the whole additive of, you beating your child to the point where it's like, did I tell you that? Nah, that's not even how you're supposed to do that. Yeah, that's ignorant. You know what I'm saying? You beating the child down. You're trying to break the child. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be trying to break your child. Because if you can't speak and your words and your presence can't dictate, that's the problem. You have a deeper issue in your house that you as the adult have to figure out and fix. But beating the child because of something that you're not doing, that's not going to work. And that's something that you have to realize and not pass on to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, I'd like to give you an example. If my son do something, 4 and 2, if they do something, let's say, I tell them go to sleep or something like that, they still talking. I go outside there, I pop their ass, right? Literally. Pop, pop. There's two of them. They each get one pop. That's it. They'll, we're like, be quiet, you're going to get your ass popped again. They lay down in the bed. If I hear them talking again, I go inside there, give them another pop, pop, pop. If a third time I still hear them calling, now y'all come outside and y'all stand up in the hallway because one will keep doing. Can you? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to keep.
Oh, you gotta
I'm the adult.
Man. You got to go to 5 shots, man. You got to go to rib shots.
You know, you got to stomp them out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
lift your arms up.
It's like as an adult, you have to behave as an adult. So you have to use your mind. You have to use your wisdom. You have to use your expertise. You have to use your history because that's the thing that you have above the child. It's history. You see what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be able to guide and gear due to history, meaning you have to recap in your own mind your life, how you came up. When you look at that child, you have to say to yourself, what was you doing when you was that age? That way you can sort of guide and understand because that's how we build a better Black America. That's how we build a better pedigree of Black people. Keyword, pedigree. Keyword. And the reason why I say that's a key word, Smoke, pedigree, is because we got bred down and brought down into the conditions that we are in today. So we have to breed up, teach up, you know what I'm saying, learn up to get us out of this condition. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
These are the things that we have to do. Yeah, these are things that we have to do. We have to say that because if we don't, all we're going to do is have another generation of nitwits. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be older having babies, and they like, I don't get it. And then it's going to be somebody that's going to get it, that's going to tell them the most simplest shit. Well, all you got to do is be there for your kids. Just be there and do what? Interact with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, be in their presence, you know what I'm saying? They need their father in life. Yo, you know what? That's some deep shit, man. No, that ain't no deep shit. That's what you've been supposed to have known. You know what I'm saying? And then we go through another 20 years of this shit, and then it seems like we finally get it, but nope, because we keep chasing everything else out there that society have while neglecting the number one person society attacks, our babies. So we neglect the babies that society is openly attacking to chase after the so-called opportunities that society is providing. Let that sink in your head. Go ahead, Smoke.
I was going to ask you, did you see the video? It's like a dude, a man or whatever. He Facebook Live streaming a young boy or whatever who, he's a boy like 14, 15 or some shit like that. And they had broke into his car. They were trying to steal the nigga's car and shit. And
I read the title, but I ain't hear it. I don't know the story, so just go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, you said earlier, or, you know, right before I started talking, you was saying, like, you know, we leave them out, we leave the kids out there or whatever. That was making me think about that video because they be out in the streets, they're influenced by this older generation, the crazy rappers,
No,
faking it.
No, let me ask you a question. What is that story? Because I read another part something today
I'm about to go on
where they were saying the
I'm about to go into the story.
but hear what I'm saying. They showed a video recently a title I read about the story where they said the dude that filmed them, he about to go to jail. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, so like they don't even be ready for the shit they doing. So anyway, basically he catches him, and the video starts off. They in the car, So he got the dude in the passenger seat, somebody in the back seat, and he just asking him questions. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude is pretty much little kid. He pretty much like he trying to talk like he a big shot. You know what I'm saying? Like he be busting moves out here. He really do this and really do that, but he really caught. You caught up. You got caught breaking into the car. And the guy, he says, he mentions throughout the conversation, like, I could have killed you. You know what I'm saying? I had my hammer out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have blazed you. You know what I'm saying? You lucky. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And the kid, he like, yo, why you talking to me? Like he's in there like he just didn't break into this man's car. Like, he just didn't, his life wasn't on the line just then. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it makes me think to the clip you played earlier with the boys who killed the two pedestrians in Miami. So now it's like, and their reaction to it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's how he was talking, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be, my little shorties, and dude, like, what shorties you got, man? You a shorty. Like, what are you talking about? He's, like, really talking all big. It's probably like a 15-minute video where he's talking to him, asking him mad questions. The little kid, he like, well, who you was with? Oh, I was with my man KK, and he started naming the niggas' names and shit like that. It's just like, he not built for the shit that he was trying to do. History. You know what I'm saying?
Look, no history. No history. No history. See, him doing that and then finding out, oh, shit, that is, I wasn't supposed. Now you got history where you're not supposed to move like that, talk like that. Yo, these is babies. These is babies. You know what I'm saying? Why? The question is, why is he outside? And what happened is, and this is the story that's not really told, a lot of them kids that's out there committing them crimes and them gangs and shit like that, a lot of them niggas is pushed out their house. A lot of them niggas is fucking watching their mamas get beat up and shit like that, or having issues with the stepfather or something like that. Why are they out there in the streets like that? Nobody, you can't just sit there and say, yo, that's just how them teenagers go. They just get 15, they want to run the street. Nobody just want to run no fucking street. Ain't nothing in the street. Nobody just want to run no street. The people that run the street is the people that don't want to be in the house. So the question is, why you don't want to be in the house? So there's a lot of things that's going on that's affecting the youth that the blind adults ain't seeing. The current blind adult, not the blind adult that the misinformed black youth is going to become. We talking about the blind adults who already have the misinformed black youth. The blind adults who allow their child to go to the public school system, and when they come back home says, did you do your homework? Yeah, I fuck around if you want to. Get left back if you want to. Instead of saying, all right, well, come down here and let's go to the next chapter. Let me read your school books and shit. Let me relearn this too. I wasn't good at math when I was in school, so shit, let me see, can I figure it out now that I'm an adult and I have history and I have more information. I have a better understanding of figuring out, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my second chance as an adult.
The real deal is the adults don't give a fuck. So in our community, when you turn a certain age, you don't got to give a damn about the youth. And that's just how it is. It's like, we all been the youth. We all been in those situations. Whether, you was getting pushed out of your crib or your friend was, or somebody somebody, one of your boys you hung with. We all done seen those situations coming out of the hood and shit. And then we turn into those same adults that's like, niggas go outside, go do this. We ain't the adults ain't cultivating the youth. So at the end of the day, like I said before, we got to keep it real. The adults don't give a fuck. So whatever age it is, I don't know what age it is, but Like when it comes to a certain point where it's like we don't give a damn about the kids, we'll let them run wild, and then what we want to do is fucking criticize them and diss them about the shit that they doing. But it was really on the shoulders of the adults. They learning it from us, so we got to keep it a buck.
And open your eyes. Be woke to that. Don't be woke to the bullshit in America, because America is bullshit. So just because you pointing out, oh, police killed an unarmed black man. Show me the year police didn't kill an unarmed black man. How about that? So you telling me the obvious don't mean shit. So be woke to your children. Be woke to your household, because that's your reality. Your house is your nation. Your house is your church. Your house is your embassy. Your house is your mosque. Your house is your nation. Your house is your cult. Your house is your little front, your group. You don't have to join nothing. That's your home. That's the first place right there that you should have in order. And that's why a lot of times we fail, because a lot of times we want to be this, whatever we think we are in our head, and walk around in these streets talking big about ourselves. But then if you look in the house is out of order. And when your house is out of order, everything falls. You see what I'm saying? Everything falls. We got to get our house in order. We're talking about presidents. We're talking about elections. We're talking about resistance. We're talking about Trump. We're talking about supporting black, buying black, getting black banks, and all kind of shit that we always do when Republicans is president. Do the history. We always act like this when Republicans is president. Is the president. I mean, is running the country. But we never pass this on to the baby. Never. And then we ask the same question over and over again about how can we advance as a people. In two things. Economy, and your babies. Those are the two things that we have to deal with and work on. What is the sense of you getting knowledge and information and knowing all this greatness of black people and all this shit with your 30 and 40-something-year-old ass, 50 and 60-something-year-old ass? You're getting all this knowledge, but your children is out there, you know what I'm saying? They out there starting and being criminals out in the street. But you walking around talking about, I was a vegan, though. But your son out there carjacking.
Building with adults. You out there building, trading recipes, doing all type of shit with adults. They don't give a damn about you. They don't be teaching to the youth. So it's like, we got to keep it real, man. We got to keep it real. But, I mean, all them points you just made, them shit is 100% valid. It's about the youth.
You know what I realized that? I realized that one day in Brooklyn, right? As a teenager. I'm sitting on Rockaway Ave, and you know that church, they had the two churches on that block, you know what I'm saying, on the right-hand side, on the corner, right. Yeah. So I'm sitting over there, doing what I normally do, drinking beer, smoking weed and shit. So I remember this lady, she goes, her kids, they outside, but she in the church. And they outside making a bunch of noise and shit. So, it's dark outside and shit. So, I mean, probably like 8 o'clock, 8, going on to 9 o'clock. So she goes, y'all stop making much noise out here before I have y'all sit inside the church. So I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know church was punishment. I thought you would want your child to go inside the church and learn all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you're right. They don't give a damn about the youth, because how you sitting in church saying that you believe all that shit, but have the children outside in the world around fucking alcohol and thuggery in Brooklyn? Like, if that's real shit, why wouldn't you have your why wouldn't you have the kids inside there learning that shit that you saying is some real shit? That's why I feel like all of this we got to do.
Or just had them inside, because it's known on them damn Brooklyn streets for niggas to come through there hitting. Or damn police to be around there jamming people up. So it's like, at the very least, it's like, all right, y'all not, hey, come inside and be over here, because it's crazy over there.
Yeah,
you getting your knowledge on as a grown person, and you like, fuck them kids till I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's self-fulfilling. We become jealous. Not jealous, selfish.
I wonder how much of that got to do with slavery, in the sense of, if you know during slavery, the white people was the ones that allocated what happens to your child. We just had babies. You see what I'm saying? So I wonder how much of that got to do with that, because if we carried jumping the broom all the way into 2017, you know what I'm saying, and that came from slavery, then how we treat our children is probably the same way. Because
you know all of those effects.
You're used to.
That's a good point.
No, I'm saying if you get to a point where when you have babies, then the white people come and get your child and tell them what to do, what they're going to do with the child, put them where and put them where. Now you got black parents now doing what? Having babies, and it's like, well, what do we do with our child? Like, I hear black people say that. Well, what do I do with my child? And it's like, what do you mean? Well, how old should I? Like, here's the question: how old should I be? How old should my child be before I talk to them about sex? Or how old should my child be to have them doing chores around the house? And I'm like, ain't you the parent?
You know, exactly. You don't know.
You don't know the kid?
Oh, fuck. That shit's sad, man. It's sad,
because
man.
That shows such a disconnect.
Right. Because it's like, I see my son, and he have a certain look on his face. It's like, I can tell what's wrong. You know what I mean? Or I know something's wrong with him. Like, hey, what happened? Tell me what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or if he happy, then you could just tell. It's like, but if you're not paying attention, that's something that will just slide right by. And so you think in the sense of, how detrimental that could be. You know what I'm saying? Your kid could be getting touched on, and they exhibiting the signs, but just not saying it, and you not paying attention to that shit, or any weird situation. We in a world of weirdos.
Oh, look,
you know what I'm saying? Anything could be happening.
Look, it could be even worse like this. Your child getting touched on or something, so they stay to themselves, quiet in their room, and you like, whoa, that child good. I'm going to sit over here and drink beer and watch the rest of the game. That child's good, nice and quiet. Leave them alone. And then you go upstairs and your child hanging himself, and you like, I don't know what happened. Then you reading diaries under the bed and shit, and you finding out the 5th grade, the math teacher, you know what I'm saying? And you like, I would have, there was no way. It just seemed like everything was, no, you're selfish. You're selfish. You know what I'm saying? That's how you sit here and you find out your child's being miseducated because the protection is supposed to be the adult. So that's what I want a lot of parents to understand. You are the protection, the protector of your child. That's who you are. When I hear parents who say, like the chick from Basketball Wives, I was listening to on the Breakfast Club, and she was saying to the parents how somebody that they knew was touching on her, and the mom was like, she didn't believe her. I'm like, yo, how the hell you don't believe your child? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that shit. How your child comes to you and say, yo, somebody did something to me, and then you say, oh, you're lying.
You don't want to deal with that shit. That's basically what you're saying.
You don't want to deal with that. Because you are supposed to be the protector. If this is work, you're supposed to be HR. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be HR.
HR, security.
You're supposed to be the person. Security. Anything dealing with that, that's your job. When you see them white parents and they see their babies that they have a nanny watching, and they like, hey, why my child isn't smiling like they used to smile? Why my child isn't? Then they put the cameras on and shit, and they find out the fucking nannies are slinging their kid around the house and shit. And you know what I'm saying? That's how you can tell that that's a connect parent. Black people isn't connected to their child because we don't understand the importance of our children. We look at our children as burden. You know what I'm saying? As sin. As something wrong, a mistake. Oops, another one. You know what I'm saying? I should have aborted this one. Let me get some plan B and all kind of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, that's your future. That's your lineage. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that's supposed to inspire you to have more children, because you're supposed to be saying to yourself, like, yo, the more the merrier, because I'm raising all of these children correctly, and they're going to carry on my legacy. Black man, they're going to carry on my legacy. Black woman. Don't get it twisted, black woman. Them babies come out of you. That blood in that baby, that's your blood. That mitochondrial DNA, that's your shit. So them babies is carrying on you too. They carrying on your lineage too. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So don't get out of that equation. Both black man and black woman. Yeah, we have to take these babies serious. Because when we raise these babies correctly, then in our older age we can lean back and relax and breathe out a sigh of relief. Because we're watching the end product of your cultivation of what you created here on earth, black man, what you created here on earth, black woman. And then if you created them correctly, you reap the benefits both financially, and you reap the benefits when you see the grandchildren. That's now in a better situation now because of what you did, a decision that you made before you even knew who this grandchild was. All of that's rewarding. What's not rewarding is when you have grandfather, father, and grandson in prison. When you have grandma, grandmother, and grandchild, and they all 15 years apart. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not rewarding. Everybody's in poverty. That's not rewarding. Everybody's in the same apartment. Grandma's great-grandma is way in the back room and shit, and all the rest of the generations move all the way up to the front. All of that's not rewarding. Those are failures, and those are perfect examples of miseducated black youth becoming blind adults, because you don't even see the failure. You don't even look at it. You sit there and see your son come home, come back from jail, and you be like, yo, you made it out, huh? And it's like you don't even look at it and be like, damn, man, I feel sad that you had to go through that, because I didn't want you to follow that part of my path. No, we celebrate that stupid shit. So that's failure. And we got to call that failure. A lot of that thuggery that we do inside the hood, that's not even tough shit that we doing. That's hurt people that wants to hurt other people because of pain. Not toughness, pain. These same thug niggas, you put them into a therapist's office, they'll be boo-hooing, crying, buckets of tears. buckets of tears because it's not toughness. Those are hurt people. So that's why you can't elevate. If it was toughness, you would be able to elevate. But your toughness is centered around pain and hurt, desperation. And that's not strength, that's weakness. And that's why we can never elevate. All of this shit that we're doing, we got to change. And then we pass it on to the youth. That's why these youth now is doing drugs. And we sit there, and here's the ignorant part, Smoke, because I said it too, but it's still ignorant. We used to celebrate the drug sellers. These dudes want to be the drug users. But what we don't understand is it's all a stage. Yeah, but it's all a stage. Because guess what? The niggas that were selling drugs, a lot of them niggas did become users.
Well, that's a fact. Definitely a fact.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all a stage. We can't sit there and glorify one part of the poison and then question the outcome of the other end of the poison. We got to stop all the poison. We keep on trying to get our energy off of, like, it's like getting money off of cooning. And because we can make so much money cooning, we don't even look toward engineering. We don't even look towards property owning. We don't even look towards industry. We don't even look towards nothing else to make fucking money because it's so lucrative to coon. You see what I'm saying? That we don't understand that it don't matter how much money that we have cooning. We're still, the next generation going to be more destroyed than we are. You see what I'm saying? And that's how that game goes. That's where we at. We're so used to getting our strength from destroying ourselves and eating ourselves. We're so used to getting our strength from eating ourselves that we don't even understand that it's not strength. We're destroying ourselves. So now we have babies neglected, babies watching each other destroy ourselves. A lot of us is coming up under PSTD or whatever it is, the post-traumatic shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is traumatized. You can't come up in America black and not be traumatized. You can't. You're under some type of stress and some type of trauma. That's why a lot of us, they're talking about depression and all kind of shit. This is what I'm going to tell black people, especially black people that's depressed. Supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to be depressed. If you're depressed, guess what? You're normal. You're actually normal. You're supposed to be depressed. Now that we understand that, now the next thing is, how do you handle it? The first part of handling it is understanding you're supposed to be depressed. There's no way in hell you're supposed to sit around watching black kids go from school to prison. And these kids not being hired. You know what I'm saying? The unemployment rate in the hood for the black youth is 90-something%. Black fathers absent, black mothers halfway raising kids and shit. Police gunning us down. And you're not depressed? We don't own shit. We're just consumers and working for people. Our whole livelihood is dependent on working for another race of people. And if they decide not to hire us, we will fucking all starve to death. Yeah, you should be depressed. But once you understand your depression, you say to yourself, yo, now how do I solve it? And that's what you should be wondering, not sinking into the point that you are. You say, worry about how do I get out of the situation. Always remember that. Go ahead, Smoke.
No, that's real, man. That's real. Wise words from Rasta B. Well, man, yo. It's just, I mean, I just think back to,
No, go ahead. You were thinking about what?
No, I was just thinking, just like, man, it's just, you just gotta take this shit serious, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many pitfalls and dangers and roadblocks out there for us throughout our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we should understand that. We should know that. You know what I'm saying? And we just gotta take this shit serious, man. It's just like, and that's the saddest part. Is like we understand the conditions.
They take advantage. They take advantage of the youth.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? They take advantage of the youth. So what happened is it's no real incentive. There's no real incentive to educate the youth. There's no real incentive to build the youth up. You see what I'm saying? It's no real incentive because they feed off their life energy. You know what I'm saying? They feed off of that shit to adults because they be trying to relive their youth.
right.
You know what I'm saying? What the youth got to understand is the most precious thing that you have is time. The most precious thing that you have is time. That's what the adults don't have anymore. The most precious thing that you have is time, and you do not want. And it's your youth, and it's that energy, and you don't want the adults to try to be like vampires and absorb that. But it's also that time. You don't want them to absorb that time. That's why a lot of niggas in the street, they sit there and they say, yo, you take that time. Take that charge, and you take that time because I can't. I'm older. I can't take that time, but you can. You see what I'm saying? Everything is that time. You young? Oh, okay. I know you don't know about this. I'm going to run game on you. That's how this whole situation is set up. We're eating off each other. We got to get them out. We got to get. So what's another trap would you say that the youth is being subjected to?
I mean, you got the drugs, you got the influence through the music. I mean, the other trap for me would be like how I want to say it, or what's the word for it? Like materialism. It would be the probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest trap, is materialism. You know, like you see the youngins, you know, the adults too, and they get it from us. So we got to keep this in mind. But we see the kids just like, you know, the latest sneakers, the Gucci, they got a name brand this, all the accessories, the best weed. Materialism, man. You just see kids who getting it, whether it's through working, because you know now all the kids is in the street wilding, you know, crazy. They got jobs and they generating their little money, you know, through white economy or white economics, and then you got your scammers, and it's all being like the proceeds is going back to material shit, clothes, jewelry. A big thing I always see is like, you know, especially with the chicks, you know, going to Miami, turning up, getting the popping champagne. You know what I'm saying? The clubs, you see niggas in the clubs throwing money. It's like a big material shit. It's like you got to be the flyest. You got to have all this. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
I noticed
it's over the top.
They don't get the money, take the risk, get the money, and turn it into a multi-something. They take the risk, get the money to get fly on social media that the police monitor and use to bag them.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
Like, that's just like, because you know, there's a lot of times they done got caught committing a crime, going on social media, showing the evidence, and then that's what bangs them up and send them to jail.
That's how they get caught. That's basically the formula of them getting caught. Because I noticed with them stories, a lot of times it'll be right there at the point of sale. Like when they swipe the car, something wrong with the car, police come in and nab them. If they don't get them that way, they pretty much walking away with all the shit. You know, these shit ain't traceable. So that's how they get these cats. They peruse through, see who it is. Oh, you was just put 2 and 2 together. That's how they getting them, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't get caught right when you swipe that car, you get your merchandise, hey, you in the win. You in the win, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like I said,
that's just making it easy.
Because it's because when you ask the little knucklehead that question, okay, you put your life on the line, you're playing this little fake gangster role, you towing your little gun, you know what I'm saying? You live in that little adrenaline life. So you're feeling like you're the man in the temporary world. But what is your end game? Are you putting your money up to do something with it, or are you living check by check in the streets too? Because a lot of niggas live check by check in the streets. It ain't just working niggas that's check by check. A lot of street niggas, maybe the majority of street niggas, they live in check by check.
Oh, yeah.
Work by work, brick by brick. Yeah, so it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, so when you're doing this now, and you out here and you blowing all your bread, you're not building nothing. I can understand the niggas saying, I'm putting my life on the line. You niggas getting buildings, open up a fucking warehouse, brought them a toilet paper machine, maker, printing out, toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? And he got, you know what I'm saying, as front or whatever, and he got, selling his shit or whatever on the back end or some shit like that. Then it's like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing with his bread. No, these niggas sell drugs. These niggas kicking doors. They commit crimes, and it's like the end game is to get arrested and locked up. There's no thought no more. There's no thought. There's no nothing saying, yo, you know what? It's not even worth doing something stupid like that. All it's going to do is land me in jail for a long time, keep me out here from getting money. It ain't even worth it. No, we'll sit around here and we do shit that lands us in jail. Now you sitting down for 7-10 years for what? For what?
They ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't about the money and shit. It's like, you see that and everything. It's like, even in a situation where they getting it, it's like, I'm blowing it. Blowing money fast. You hear that message throughout the music, especially in the music. I get a check and blow it. I throw money I throw $30K in the club. Like, it ain't about getting the money and retaining it. It's about blowing it.
See, you got to make consumers think blowing it. That way, it don't matter how much money you give them, they're going to throw it away. Because if consumers start to think putting that money to work for them, then you might fuck around and give them all that bread and don't see it come back to you again. You see what I'm saying? That's what the conservatives are scared about. Where if you go over here now and you keep on teaching, spend your money, blow your money, you can't take it with you. I never saw a Brinks truck following a hearse. You know what I'm saying? And things of this nature. When you have that type of mind frame and mentality, and your mentality as an adult isn't to leave something for your children, so they can carry on your legacy, not leave something for your children so they can spin and blow and in a couple of years, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Leave something for your child so as in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, so they know what to do with that bread when you do pass, so they can carry on whatever your legacy is, you know what I'm saying? So they can do better for their family, you know, through and through and through. Because that's how we was doing it. Even after Reconstruction and all that, we know that the babies is who we have to raise up, and the babies are the ones that's going to carry on the race and carry on the betterment of the people. Somehow we got caught up believing that, no, it's us. Somehow we got caught up when we start thinking that the change is us. It's not the babies. All of these movements, all of these fights, it was the youth. That's why the society attacks the youth. Society attacked our youth. Society attacked our economy. That's what they attack. Those are the two things we ignore for societies. Little trinkets they give us to show that we're not racist. We want to play with you guys now. We want y'all part of America. Let's not speak race anymore. Just work for us like your mammies did and your pappies did. Just work for us, blacks. Just work for us. We'll pay you fair. And we happy with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that shit, man. We're going to be dealing with 3-term Republicans. What are we going to teach our babies? How are we going to have them set up? Because if I'm right, like I've been so far, then guess what? Our babies should be growing up under pro-blackness. And if they're growing up under pro-blackness, let's teach them economics and economy. Let's teach them economics, but let's teach them about building an economy. Let's not just teach them the pro-black information that doesn't include business and economy. It just teaches them the information and the knowledge. Huh?
It goes hand in hand. They gotta have both.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. Because a lot of times we don't want to deal with the economy and we don't want to deal with economics. We want to shun money. And we can't shun money living in a capitalistic society. We are smart enough to know how to work, deal, and operate, and how to make it work for us, the money. You should not look at money and start getting all googly and crazy and, oh, my God, there's a whole bunch of money. Oh, 10,000, 20,000, oh, 100,000. I'm going crazy. Oh, I'm selling out. Come on, man. That's not life. Money is just an instrument that you use to flip that money into more money. So when you get that bread, the first thing you're supposed to say to yourself is, I can get me a building where I can get me a paper tissue machine and make tissue. And the paper, and I keep using it because I'm looking it up, right, Smoke? And it also said it makes paper towels, tissue, diapers, and I think it says sanitary napkins.
Oh. Doing the game.
That rubber film. Yep.
Doing the game.
So it's like when you get the bread, you're supposed to get the bread. Us adults to start the foundation Let's say you get the building and you get you a paper tissue machine. You get the foundation, and then you teach your children it. On the weekends, you bring your child there, but you make sure you sit there. Just to go back to the teaching the child, helping with the schoolwork and shit. With the schoolwork thing, you sit down with your child, and what it is, y'all go over the schoolwork. Y'all go over the chapters and the thing. You go to the next chapter after that. You become the teacher at home because you want your child to go to school and know and understand what's going on. You don't want your child to be in school and don't know what the fuck is going on and won't know unless the teacher teaches that child. No, you want your child to be going into school, and when the teacher asks the question, your child is familiar with that question. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. That's how they're going to be able to navigate properly because the misinformation is thrown at them. You know what I'm saying? The bad habit, they learn all that shit in school, so it's like, it's a way of adding a layer. So, you know, when you got your kid, because not everybody can homeschool, it might not be a proper situation for you. Your kid's going to be in public school. So you go in there, you make sure to take that extra time of them chopping it up with them, making sure everything is good, getting to the, getting in contact with the teachers and whatever other steps you got to do. That little time that you spend in, on the back end is gonna pay off. When your kid is not getting fooled, or when they confused about something, they're gonna come to you about it instead of assuming or letting somebody else give them an answer. So it's just taking, we gotta take this shit serious. At the end of the day, the youth is the future, man. And if we don't take it serious, we're going to be talking about this 100 years from now, having these same conversations that we having now. So, we got to smarten up, man.
And believe it, we're already talking 100 years already.
Right.
We already been talking about this for about 100, 200 years. Yep.
That's the kicker. This ain't nothing new.
So it's like I said, the youth is the change, is what a change is, and what a change is going to be. But the adults, we got to take this shit serious and really look at our children as investments, not burdens, not the baby father that left you. You know what I'm saying? Your investment. That's how I see that. You know what I'm saying, Smoke?
That's real.
So
you get return on investment.
What things did you say?
You will get your return.
Yeah.
We're going to talk economics and business. ROI, return on investment. The more you put into the motherfuckers, the more you're going to get on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Imagine when you get older, your kid knows what they need to know. They can help you, help themselves. You know what I'm saying? Better your life. While you kick your feet up. You got your son, you got your daughter, you know what I'm saying, running the business or whatever the case may be. But you put into them, you're gonna get back. But I also got to reiterate my first or earlier points is we have to keep it real with ourselves. Because a lot of us, we'll look and we'll say, oh, I'm a great parent. I'm a great father. I'm a great mother. And then, when you really dissect it, it's just like, they might be neglecting some of the essential shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I got to do that shit with myself a lot of times. I look like, I might be doing something I can do later on.
All right. Take a pin right there. Because that was going to be my next question. My next question is going to be, what things do you think the adults should do to help reconnect with their child and to help build their child, to build their child up?
Well, Well, I mean, like, I say with, like, as far as, like, the, like, reconnecting part or connecting, however you want to term it, I would say, like, with yourself, you look at yourself as, like, what time you might evaluate your time throughout the day, like, what things you might be doing that's a waste of time, you know what I'm saying? And try to eliminate the waste of time and use that time to invest in your kid. So whether you're just having a conversation with them, you know what I'm saying? I used to find myself, like, sometimes, like, yo, I ain't even talk to my son. So I go and run it, even if it's at night, and just have a quick conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? But just find time to talk to them, what they thinking about, what's on their minds. You know what I'm saying? You seen something happen in the day or whatever, talk to them about that. You know what I'm saying? And just, that's how you really get to learn them. You know, to learn, like, their thought process and what's going on in their head and how they perceive shit. This is why simply talking to them. So, you know, we could all find extra time that we might be wasting. So I would say that, you know what I'm saying? Find the time you wasting and invest that in your kid. And, you know, just do things together, but let it be a lot of conversation, talking to them, instead of just, you know, maybe playing a video game. You could supplement it with that, but, you know, I think a lot of it has to be conversation. You know what I mean? Get to know your child that way. You know what I'm saying? To build your child up, I would say one would just be, like, the simple things, like having them learn to be able to, like, take care of themselves and do the simple things. Like, for example, nobody wants a lazy kid, but a kid is just not going to be proactive in doing certain things. So, you know, you say, well, you know, you might say, well, I had to clean my room when I was a kid. I don't want my son to clean it. His mama do it. No, it's like have them get into the routine of going in and cleaning up, to where you don't have to tell them. You know what I'm saying? So you can work that into their life. Have them do the chores.
It builds character.
Right. Have them doing chores.
That's responsibility and discipline.
Right.
Because when they know they have to keep their room clean, that's responsibility that you issue into your child. And when they do it on their own, that's a discipline.
Right.
And that type of characteristic is what builds your child into strong boys and girls. Type of characteristic is what keeps them on the straight and narrow. That type of characteristic keeps them focused and keeps them driven. So when you sit there now and you wonder why your child's not driven and focused, why your child isn't ambitious, just think about the time, you know what I'm saying, like who been cleaning up your child's room? Who cleans their bathroom? Who washes the dishes? Who takes the trash out? Who cleans up the house? If your child, boy or girl, isn't mopping, vacuuming, cleaning, wiping down tables, cleaning down floorboards, dusting off, you know what I'm saying, cleaning up their room and all kind of shit like that. If you have children and your children not doing that, then you messed up as a parent, because you're not allowing them to get the essential character building qualities that is needed to succeed in life. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is the characteristic that you need to succeed in life, from sweeping and taking out the trash or cleaning the windows and cutting the grass and raking the yard? I just said it. It's discipline. It's responsibility.
But you know what it is, though, even more, is what you're doing is when you neglect that, you're creating a damn kid that you're going to fucking complain about. So it's like that kid that's sitting on the damn couch and just watching TV and eating cereal all day, and you're going to be like, pick your socks up. That's the kid you're going to fucking create. The kid that just want to go out and wear sneakers but don't want to do shit, don't want to cut the grass or anything, that's the kid you're going to get. Then that creates the fucking arguments with them. You going back and forth. Well, now you got a smart mouth kid because now he got to snap back at you to be, so he could be lazy. He got to find ways to be lazy. And that's it. And now they, they doing cutting corners on everything. Cutting corners in school, cutting corners in life. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to have a 30-year-old baby boy who don't want to do shit, who's still asking you for money. So you creating that. That's basically what it is. They go back to what I was saying earlier. You got to keep it real.
Can't keep a job. But can't do a job because, I don't even feel like going to work today, yo. I'm fucking tired, man. I don't feel like that came in all the way from school. I don't feel like going to school today. You feel like, I'm going to skip school. I don't feel like going to school. Fuck out of here. You got to take your ass to school. My mother used to be like this. Take your ass to school. When I used to do that, I ain't feel like going to school. Okay. You don't feel like going to school, you stay home. You sick or whatever, you stay home. And you got to clean up. I'm like, shit, I don't want to clean up all day.
You might as well go. You're like,
so, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it has to be. It's not supposed to be comfortable for your child. Your child's supposed to understand that, any second of my day, my parents or my parent might summons me to do something. There's never a chill time for me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting around and I hear silence, then sometimes I just sneak upstairs to see what my boys is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you always have to monitor your life.
I know exactly how that is. Let me see what this cat doing. Too quiet.
But see, as parents, you have to understand that you're cultivating something. You got to treat your children like it's a plant. You have to treat your children like they're investments, like they're a stock. You got to keep your eyes on your stock. You got to check on the news. You know what I'm saying? You got to see what direction is the stock going in. You have to see what's going on with your child. You can't just sit there and feel like, okay, let me put on cruise control, and so long as I'm here and they just follow what society do, we'll just see what happens next. No. That's when you lose your child like that. And then that's when you grow with a lost kid that become an adult who have children and they don't know shit. So that's my whole thing. And then y'all wonder why people like in the house of consciousness and shit could be scamming niggas and shit. How? Because nobody teaches the other generation what they learned prior to create history. That's our issue. So we everybody's starting from the beginning over and over again.
From the bottom.
The black youth running around here thinking going to jail is cool, being a criminal is cool, being on drugs is cool, being a thot is cool, sleeping around with men and showing your ass on Instagram and fucking rich dudes for purses and all kind of stuff is cool. Like being whores and criminals is now acceptable and cool and glamorized in the black community. To the point that I done seen them shut down Shorty Lowe's show where he wanted to show him with all his baby mothers, and on Sunday they all eat together. But now they shopping around a show for the real side chicks of some state. I think the real side chicks of North Carolina. And I'm like, wow, so we're going to have side chicks on TV. Yeah, Charlotte or some shit. So we're going to have side chicks on TV now? This is what we're doing? And all it does is misrepresent black women. So now you have little black girls watch this, and this is what they're supposed to achieve to be. Then you got the black boys listening to the Plies and to the black youngsters who's fronting and cooning for sex. And then we wonder why generations keep falling. It keeps falling because we won't pick it up. So it's time for us to pick up the generation, pick up the pieces, stop complaining, stop talking about it, and let's do it. It starts home. It starts with yours. Before we all worry about what everybody else is doing, worry about what's going on in your house first. So, until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. Go to the YouTube page in Black America Radio, Twitter,